Good evening and welcome to Let's Keep It with Our Boy Miss Girl 101. My name is Lydia Bashweji and I'm excited to have you on with us tonight. Today we're going to be having a very important conversation. Okay, I'm Afina. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Sewa, you are here already. Thank you for joining us. Let's just get a few more people to join us and then we'll get right into the conversation. Hi, Mimi is already here. Ben, thank you for joining us. So today, like I mentioned, we are going to be having a very important conversation with three strong, intelligent, beautiful women, and you definitely don't want to miss any part of it. If you are here already, it means you are a way paver, so you need to invite others, share it in your DM to other people in your Instagram or on your WhatsApp, and let them join us. My husband says share the link and let more people join us to hear from these women, to join in the conversation. Sarah is also here so that we can make the most of the time we have here. It's just an hour and we need to make the most of it because today, Charlie, the heat is coming. The heat is coming. While we wait for more people to join us, let me take a moment to acknowledge our sponsors, Beauty Within Haven for your hair care, Original Borai GH. They make custom made clothes. I'll post a photo of my dress after and you see how beautiful it is. Volta Mat from the farm to your plate. Fragrances and more GH, smell good on a budget, affordable quality. Picture Magic for all your events. A Pavon concept for all your designing needs. I have them do my flyers all the time. So if you don't even know anything, just take a cue from that. How nice my flyers are will show you the kind of branding solution that they are for your business. Be Nice Kitchen Services, yummy foods for all occasions and for your lunch and breakfast and whatever. White West African for all your techie needs. They put together my videos I put on YouTube. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, please do that. Please do that. Pounds World, all the gifting needs that you have, they are going to sort it out for you. 333GH, Juice Sports and Jire Events. They are here to sort you out. All my sponsors are on Instagram as well, so you can follow them and join in the conversation. Okay, so all our resource persons are here, so I'm going to get them in right away. If you mistakenly send a request to be in today, we are going to be talking about what women want from men, really, what they really want from men. And to join us to do that are three powerful, intelligent, beautiful women, or like you need to hear what they have to say today. Let me just add Kara as well, and then we'll start the conversation. Okay, looks like Sarah is off now, but she'll join again, and then we can get into it. But before we start, what are your expectations for the conversation? You should drop them in, and let's see. Hi! How are you, Mimi and Sarah? Look at how beautiful you are all looking.
Well.
Hey, Sarah, hi. How are you doing?
Hi.
So some of us were not feeling well, but it looks like we are showing up. This is the power of women, right?
I know, right?
So you're all most welcome to tonight's conversation. Charlie, let me just tell you guys that I'm feeling the pressure for you because people have been waiting. People have been waiting for this conversation. So I am really feeling the pressure for you, but I believe that you're going to do justice to it. And I'm really honored to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time and accepting our invitation, for preparing for this and everything that you've put into tonight, even before we start. I just want to say thank you very much. So we'll get right into it. First, please, let's just get to know a little bit about you. So, Sarah, since you're up there, you start, and then Mimi, and then Sarah will go. And then we just dive into it.
Okay, so I'm Sarah, the CEO of Sarah's Fashion Glasses. I have an Instagram account across all social media platforms, and I'm here to share with you what I think that women
Sure,
want from the
sure.
men. Yeah.
Okay, Mimi.
Okay, hi. So my name is Maria Masanti. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and then I'm an entrepreneur. I run a creative craft business, HC underscore craftwork, and I'm a skilled craft instructor at Skillful Crafting Ghana. And above all, I'm a woman who loves God and can't wait to do more with Him. So I'm here to also give my opinion on what I know that women really need.
The disclaimer super issuing. Okay, so
So hi everyone, my name is Fidelia Sewa Ankoma. I like to be called Sewa because many people find it difficult pronouncing Fidelia for so many people. I don't know why, but so Sewa. I'm a communication specialist. Let me say I'm a development advocate, and I'm very, very much interested in youth and women development. Yes. I have a local business, a local drinks business. My boss drinks. That's the local drinks business that I run on the side. I am a Catholic, a Christian, a Catholic by denomination, and I believe that everyone is here for a mission, and everyone is special, and everybody, when given the right platforms, the opportunities, they can blossom into becoming whatever God has, set out for them to become. I'm here on Boy Meets Girl 101 this evening, to also share my views concerning what I think women want from men. So let's do this.
let's do this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And ladies, welcome once again. Thank you for honoring our invitation. I am so excited about this conversation. Like anybody that asks me anything about it, I'm like, wait, you just join the conversation and hear for yourself. So I'm excited. But first of all, I want to ask, Sewa, let me start with you. Do you think women really know what they want from men?
Of course. Yes, I think women know what they want from men. I mean, generally, I think that really women really know what they want from men. I think that with my experiences so far, there's something very pivotal that prevents a lot of women from coming out clearly on what they want from men. And I will refer to societal expectations that are mostly, gotten from culture or tradition. So I feel that we live in a space where a lot of expectations are placed on women. I mean, it's a gendered world, like it or not. And then we have a lot of expectations of men and women. But I think that when it comes to the woman, I mean, there's a lot of expectations, from women. A woman is generally expected to be humble, to be modest, not to want too much. Be tolerant, don't be too out there, don't be loud. A lot of expectations. A young woman, a grown-up woman, whatever category in which you find yourself. And I feel that for the most part, some of these expectations hinder us from communicating what we want from men. So that even when it comes to the kind of man that we want to, choose as a partner, and even what we want from those men, it becomes difficult because you are put in a place where you're being careful so that you will not be judged by society, so that you will not be called, hey, no, who say, and all of that. So basically, the expectations of society that come from our traditional and cultural norms is what I think basically prevents women from coming out loud or, being fair, or I don't even know what the word to use, but just communicating what they want from men. So women know what we want from men, but culture or societal expectations is a big hindrance.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The communicator has spoken. Mariam, what do you think, please? Do we know?
From a wife's perspective, I will say yes, women know what they want from men. Also because I feel like the decision to take that position comes with a lot. So then if you are able to, in all confidence, take this decision, this bold decision, you should be able to also know what you want from the man you have chosen. So, I mean, yeah, moving forward, I'm sure we'll delve into it more.
Yeah, okay. Sarah, I saw you roll your eyes like we're expected when Sarah was talking about the societal expectations.
Societal expectations. And so the relationship is between you and your partner. So, I mean, who is talking about society here? Yes, I know. I mean, societal expectations, yes. I mean, I agree. But the point is, the relationship is between you and your partner. So you should be able to tell your partner what exactly you want from whether or not society doesn't see a reason why you should. So yes, women know what they want, and I think it's only right that you let your partner know what you want from him.
So still on that, so do you think that we do communicate what we want? Because the men seem to be confused, and I think in September, was it September? No, August, when we had the men on, they were telling us that they are not sure what we want or what exactly we as women want from them. Do you think that we are communicating this clearly enough as women? Or Sarah, I think Sarah would start with this, but because I'm taking it from what you just said, where because of how a woman is expected to be, so we don't really grow or come out in as what we truly are or what we truly want. Sarah, do you think we are communicating this, knowing what we want? Are we communicating it to our partners that this is what we want? So give it to me.
Okay, so communication. I mean, yes, communication is in different forms, whether you're speaking verbally or, I mean, you're doing some sort of sign language or whatever. At the end of the day, we know that for a relationship to survive, to hold, communication is like the number one. Because if you're not telling me what you want, or if I'm not telling you what I want, then what are we doing? I mean, we are not zombies. So yeah, I think we're communicating clearly to the men. I'm telling you that, hey, this is what I want. So if you are not hearing, it's a different thing.
So you think we are communicating this clearly?
Yeah.
So do you agree?
Yes.
Not generally. Not generally. I still hold on to my belief that some women are sometimes not forthcoming with what they actually want because of what I cited. What I cited, you're afraid that if you are open with what you want from a man and a man is not able to meet those demands, and then maybe the man is not looking in that direction.
So because you are afraid, you're not
exactly that is what is happening. I mean, from what?
Then why are you in a relationship? Then why are you with your partner? Then you're being with a partner.
Exactly.
Seriously, you can't tell him what he wants.
Exactly.
Why are you with him?
So you see, you are coming from what should actually be the situation, but the situation that we have on the ground. I mean, from what I know, some of the women are unable to be clear on what they want from men because they are afraid they will lose the men, they will be judged, and all of that.
I think this week I saw a post on one page I follow, Career Hub, where she was saying that it takes very little for a woman to be branded as difficult. So there are so many of us, and it really resonated with me because the moment you start voicing out or trying to let your man know that, hey, this is what I want, or this is my view on this. Yeah, Sarah, that is the reality. Yeah.
I know.
You start being branded as,
but can you be different?
Some way, we are too known, those kind of things. Mariam.
Well, from what Sarah and Sewa have said, I mean, I also stand for the view that there's a category, yes, woman that knows how to communicate, and the category, no woman who does not know how to communicate. I mean, some of these things will be based on, like Sewa said, tradition. Some could even be the upbringing of the woman. Some will also be like the personal decision. This woman has low self-esteem and cannot come out of that space to even voice her views. This could be that from her home, she couldn't even stand up to her parents, not to talk of now that she's in a relationship or she's married. You understand? So I think is an issue of low self-esteem versus high self-esteem, and lack of confidence versus confidence. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to take a few comments here before we move on. Yeah, Tamaklo is saying that women definitely know exactly what they want, but the main issue has to do with how best to communicate it well to the understanding of your partner. Most women are bad at communication. And another person is saying that if you lose a man because you can't voice out, then anyway. I think I am of the view that I stand with you when you say that, yes, women know what they want, but it is about how we communicate it. But do you think we are communicating with consideration? Let's say sometimes you want a certain lifestyle or you want to do your things a certain way, but your man is not at that level. Do we take those things into account, or we just go like, hey, this is what I want, and then we get it done? Like everybody should align with what we want. Who would take that for us?
I'll take that. If I should make reference to the category yes woman and the category no woman. Now, given a woman that has a high self-confidence level, now this woman, believe you me, will not take into consideration the shortfall or even the strength of this person, because this person is bold. I mean, looking at how Sarah was speaking, this is a very confident and bold woman. So if she's speaking and like a student to say, she doesn't choose the right words because she feels that, oh, I know my right, I know what I deserve, then that is where the issue is. However, if the other person is also speaking and communicating, choosing wise words and being calm about it, then you're communicating right. So it is the way and manner in which whatever you need or want from the man is being communicated. That is what brings about the issues.
Okay. So someone is saying that women don't really understand themselves. How can they know what they want? They want everything and nothing. So it brings me to my next question. What do women really want from men? What exactly do you think we want from men? I was going to say Sewe again, but I think Mariam, please start.
Okay, so I think women want men who are sensitive. Sensitive in the sense that they listen. You know, sometimes it's not even about solving the issue, but just listen to them. Like just listen, because if you are not in the position to solve it, you listening sort of calms them down. That is one. Also, if you've moved from dating this person, you are married, you are living in a house with this person. A typical example is this woman wakes up and let's say she has a headache, her mood is swinging, and you go to the extent of finding out what is causing it. This is what the woman will appreciate. You understand? So then that is sensitivity there. Now the woman also wants how do you call it, intimacy. Yeah, so you need to be affectionate. It is not just you are dating and then that is it. Give her the cuddles, give her the kisses, give her the good sex. She wants it, she needs it. So then you need to be sensitive enough to know it when she's desiring for it. I believe she'll be communicating right, then I think take it from there. Also, women want confident men. This one is not even about the woman, it's about you, the man. Be confident. Know what you are about life. Because if you are confident, it rubs on her. Talking about this whole low self-esteem thing, if you are with a man that is confident, I believe you will pick up something from him in terms of how courageous he is. And you can also learn to come out of that shell. So I believe women also want that. And also, if we come to their home, I'm talking about a wife and then a husband. Women also want shared responsibilities, like help them with their household chores, help them with childcare if they are children, Like, I mean, in the midst of this, you can even spend quality time with them, do something together, create that happiness in your home, because no one will come and create it for you. So, I mean, beyond the many things that women desire, this is just the few that I can speak on
Okay.
for the time.
Okay. So what do you align with that? And are there any others you'd want to add?
Yes, I agree perfectly with whatever point that she's raised. I want to even touch on the sensitivity bit, and back to culture, back to society. When you're a man, there are certain things that are expected of you. You should have strength. You should show courage. You don't have to be emotional, as they say, bema and soon, and all of that. But I think that on the other hand, women want men who understand emotional sensitivity. Women want men who are caring. Women want men who can pay attention to their emotional needs. We want men who are kind, and not kind by just giving, but a man who is empathetic enough to, resonate with whatever you are going through. A man who would come and not dismiss your emotions. A man who would come and not tell you, you're talking too much. This is not a big deal. Blah, 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 blah. We want men to understand that. Yes, they see us as emotional beings and all of that. But they are human as well. They have blood running through their veins. Yeah. And so we expect that they pay attention. Pay attention to our emotional needs. Don't be dismissive. Be there. Empathize with us when we are going through situations. Sometimes maybe you cannot just reason with us, but just put yourself in our shoes and be there to have that listening ear for us. We need that. I don't need you to be that hardcore and all of that. Yes, it has its time, but calm down when you need to and understand wherever I'm coming from in those moments. We also need men who are mature. You cannot call yourself a man if you're not mature. And in this sense of maturity, I'm talking about you being there. Funnily enough, there are a lot of things men think they give us that we can provide ourselves. But what was the essence of partnership? What's the essence of partnership? Partnership, you bring this, I bring that. And I don't think there is any woman who would want to be with a man who can show that leadership, that maturity. You call yourself a head, you call yourself a leader, and you cannot take responsibility when you need to take. You cannot show, that problem-solving ability when you need to. Yes, maybe there may be a problem at hand, and I may have the ability to, put things together to find a solution to it. But I want to know how best, you can think on your feet in any situation, even if you don't have what it takes physically. How are you able to give me options to, solve the situation? So I need that sense of maturity as the man that you claim you are.
Okay. Wow. I hope everybody on here is taking notes because these things are powerful. I've written some from Mimi and I've written some from Sewa. And I think I really like the point where you say that we don't want you to dismiss our feelings. I know sometimes as women we can be a bit over the top emotionally, but dismissing the person's feelings, making it seem like it's not valid, like it's all sorts of wrong. It's all sorts of wrong because if you do pay attention, you come to the person's level, as you said, it will help. It will, I don't know, it kind of brings a certain bond between the two of you where I see that, oh, you see me and you encourage me to be vulnerable with you. In that same vein, you are just listening to me, but it's opening so many doors. And as women, so for those who are saying women don't know what they want, I'm sure you are picking a lot from the 2 points that the two people that have spoken already, Mariam and Sewa. So Sarah will add hers and then we'll go on.
Okay, so I think they've said for most part of it, they've said most of the things that we need from men. But I think I'll add the one last thing, which is a support system. I think if you have a partner, there should be somebody who believes in you, who believes in what your dreams, your goals, and then supports you. Okay, not someone who says, "Oh, Nadia, come no." I mean, somebody who believes in you. Yeah. And then for the emotional maturity, I'll also touch on just one part, which is the conflict resolution. I mean, when there's an issue, how do you guys go about it? Do you go to bed mad at each other? Do you sit down and communicate clearly what I want, what you want? How do you resolve it? Do you leave it hanging? Okay, so those are the bits and pieces that I'll just add to the emotional maturity aspect.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
And I think, Mimi, you mentioned something about intimacy. And we live in a society where it's like intimacy is, I don't know, is a white man's thing or something. And so men don't want to be caught in that space. Like, and it's not even about the sex. It's about that being present, being with the person. You know, sometimes we, as soon as we hear intimacy, we go to the other end of it, but there are so many levels of it. Like physical intimacy, we go to physical intimacy, but there are so many layers of it that we are neglecting, and it is affecting our relationships like badly. And I don't know what you ladies think of that, but society has made it that a man should be, like Sewa said, you have to be like macho and strong, and you have a, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your view on that?
Yeah. Well, like Sewa said, I mean, men should acknowledge that they are as humans as we women are. You don't have to be macho to prove anything to anybody. Be vulnerable. That is why you have a relationship. That's why you have someone you can confide in. I'll still come back to the same thing. I'll say that there's a relationship between you and your partner, or is it between you and the society, or you and the boys?
Yeah.
So I think you should look out for yourself first, and then look out for what works for you and your partner. Because I mean, there's no written manual as to how every relationship or marriage should work out. So what works for you might not work for the next couple. Into boys almost throw cry. I mean, you're the one who's suffering.
Yeah. Marian, you wanted to add something?
Oh, I mean, she said it.
Okay, sure. So why can we move on?
Yes, let's move on.
Okay. So it brings me to my next question, that do you think that our men are equipped for this to meet these needs or these things that women want from them? Are they equipped to do that? Because growing up, for instance, I always used to have like serious arguments with my guardian where I would say that she would say that the girl should do the dishes, do the cooking, the men will go out and play football, and I'm like, nah. And even as young as I was then, I knew that there was something wrong with that. I knew that there was something, and I always got into trouble for speaking up about that. Do you think our men are equipped to meet these needs?
Sincerely, yes. Yes, they are. One, if they are willing to, they are equipped, but then you also need them to take that conscious decision that I want to do this. So, I mean, if you're in a relationship, you're married, you want to take that step. Like, I want to make this happen. How do you make it happen? I mean, under this, I would like to speak or highlight on the 5 love languages, which I don't know if some of us already. And if you look at this, one of the points is very key. So if you are with a partner whose love language is act of service and you are not doing it, how is it then working? How is it going on? What are you doing to yourself? So why are you doing this at all? Yes. So then I believe they are equipped, but they also need to be intentional, take that decision and make it happen. Yeah.
Okay. So
of course, I agree. I agree that they have what it takes to. Insofar as you love the person, what's the point of communicating to me that you love me, telling me you love me, and you will not be willing to listen to what I want in the relationship? What's the point? So I think that what we need from men is not out of this world. It's not out of this world. It is doable. And if really you love the woman and you want the relationship to work, you need to be there, to be attentive enough, to be observant enough, to be open enough to listen to her needs and be there for her. It's not always about physical things, I would always say. It's about how willing you are to make whatever we have work. Yeah. I will be there for you. You have to be there for me. You have what it takes to. As Sarah said, you are in a relationship with me. You are not in a relationship with society or your friends or whoever. So forget about what whoever thinks. Forget about what people think of what a man should be and what a man should not be. It is you and me. What do I want? If you love me, be there for me, listen to me, and we'll be good to go.
Okay. Sarah.
Okay, so I'll add this last bit. I'll say that relationships or partnerships, as for me, I think it's a full-time job. This is something that you actually have to work at. You don't just get it and then you are done. No, because every day you're growing, every day you're learning something new. You know, the person you are with, your partner, is growing. Situations are changing, conditions are changing. You just have to be committed, you know, to the person, and then know that I have to become a better person for the person. You work at the relationship.
Yeah, and relationships take work from both of you. If you're in a relationship where only one person is putting in the work, Charlie, it's just going to be, it's not going to work, and you would always be frustrated. So it's better when everybody is putting in the work. I'll take a few comments before we move on to our next question. So we have Golden Pen saying most Ghanaian men are too rigid. A lot of them too equate intimacy to sex. The average man thinks cuddling should result in dross removal. Okay, we hear you. She also says sharing vulnerability together is a beautiful vibe. Yes, we couldn't agree more. And Golda says encourage me to be vulnerable. Okay, so Tifa says I came here to give Mimi fans, but I'm stuck. Nice point, ladies. Yeah. Okay, and Golden Pen is saying again that we want men who are available. I think Sewa mentioned that. Yes.
I had wanted to chip in that aspect. She said what available. So I just wanted to add that the person should be available and present. You can be available, but you are not available.
How?
Available
how can you be available and not present?
Are you there? Are you paying attention? You're just, I can be available. I can choose not to talk. I'm available. Yeah. But then are you present? I mean, are you involved? Are you paying attention? That's more like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she says again, society expects women to be more understanding and receptive than men. For instance, a man doesn't necessarily need to be scared to take a decision about his career. Women must be considerate. It's true. You have to think about your children, their school, blah, blah, blah. That's true. Yaba says that we women, I think that we've crossed this point. He says we women are complicated. We don't know what we want. At this moment, we want this. The next moment, we want that. My gender is something else. I think we have all aligned that we know what we want. Marian said some of us are not able to communicate it depending on our confidence levels and our self-esteem. And some of us are able to communicate it. But in communicating it, you have to choose the right words, the right time, and all that. Golda says confidence is sometimes confused as pride. It is not always the case. And that is from backward thinking people. Okay, so that is it. I want to move to, there's another comment here. Okay, Chris Design agrees with you, Sarah, that it's possible to be available yet not present. Mandy Joel says lots of men don't know what real intimacy is. Intimacy is more than cuddling, caressing. Men think it's enough to just pay fees, etc. But there's more to a relationship than these. Agreed. Okay, so Sewa, do you think that voicing out what we really want as women from men puts you at a disadvantage? And this question comes from how someone sent me a message when I posted a flyer one time that all women want from men is financial support and security. And I was like, okay, so what about women that are financially secure? Do they still want more financial support from men? Like, that is what most people think women want. And maybe we have also contributed to that narrative where you are dating someone and they must pay all your bills, they must do this for you and your family and all that. Whatever it is, do you think that when you voice out what you want in the relationship, it puts you at a disadvantage?
I think that to a large extent, it depends on who you're dealing with,
Okay.
who you are with. If you are with a listening person, if you are with someone who is teachable, if you are with someone who is willing to learn and unlearn, then you're good to go.
Yeah.
But if you are with a man who thinks, come as I am the man, I am the head, you dare not. Are you the one coming to show me the way? If you are with that category of a man, you are in trouble. Everything you ask for would be deemed a lot. You're going to go through a lot. You see, I personally have friends, males, who have told me, hey, Sewa, you female empowerment, gender, why these things, people should slow down. Slow down. And yes, sir, you won't get a partner. You won't get a man to marry. It will be difficult for you to. I mean, sometimes in my inbox, I have some of these messages. Sometimes some of these people will even go and tell my sisters or tell people who are close to me. Tell that girl, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Some people will tell you, because you're not married, you are saying all of these things. Oh, I are now be home. So a lot of things, all because it's not as if I was saying anything out of this world. All because you are aware of the basic things that should be, and you have the confidence to communicate. You are looked at in a certain way, and people think that if you're going to be here, it will be very difficult for you to land yourself a partner. So if imagine you are with this kind of a man, how is it going to work? You always be at a disadvantage. But if you are with a man who understands and knows that I am not perfect, who understands that, yes, I need to hear from you. Yes, there are things I need to work on. I want this thing to work. I am ready to listen to you. Teachability. Teachability is the key word here. If you are with a teachable man, you are good to go. If you are with an arrogant person, you are in trouble.
Yeah, in trouble when you ask him. Wow. Yeah, I agree with that. So there's a comment here that says that the thing about men saying we want just financial support is not true. I can vividly say that most women actually hold their family down and give credit to the man just because of society. And that's from Mandy Jo. She says that women are working behind the scenes. And we have a typical example here. All these women on the session are hard-working women. They all talked about they having jobs, they doing other things on the side, and that is beautiful. I know that a few bad nuts may be spoiling the soup, but it's not every woman's first or primary need of a man that come and provide for me. We want teachable men. We want men who are ready to do this relationship thing with us, and that is something that you shouldn't trade for anything else. I mean, I always say that red flags are not cut across for everybody. There might be somebody whose big red flag is like a man who maybe is not, like educated or not working. And somebody too doesn't mind those things, but their red flag is somebody who is abusive. So it doesn't cut across. I mean, there are things that should be general, but somebody is willing to live with it. A friend of mine told me, say, only the new so I'm like, are we all like, but that is it for the person. So really, women, anyway. Sarah, what do you think? Do you think communicating what you want from a man puts you at a certain disadvantage?
I think I will agree with what Sewa said, because then which kind of man do you have? Because it depends on the kind of man you have. If you have a man who is understanding, who is willing, you know, he will listen and want to make the necessary adjustments. But then if you're with a man, like she said, also continue to make the I mean, for a man who doesn't want to listen to anything you have to say, what can you cry?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then in that case, I mean,
everybody's in a relationship, so I also have to be in a relationship. So it's not working, but you are still in there because, like Sewa said, you don't want to end up alone. We put marriage as some rewards.
I think this will bring me to Miriam's point, because then if you have self-confidence, if you are self-aware, and if you love yourself, you know what is good for you.
But you see, I think it also boils down to the fact that we women are made to think that, or society makes it seem like if you are not married, there's something wrong with you. If you are not,
it falls on you as an individual to be different. Don't just let society
that is right. But we need
life.
to get there. And society is all of us. So even as we are on this live session, we need to be renewing our minds. Where you see a successful woman and she doesn't have a ring on her finger, she doesn't have a family, like, so there's something missing. I think we all need to reschool ourselves and stop threatening people with, if you keep on this road, Sewa being very vocal about feminism, and then somebody comes to tell you that if you keep on this road, your husband will beat you one day, or you will never get a man. You know, we need to reschool ourselves, especially as women. We need to be self-aware. We need to know our worth. Whether you get married or not, what is the purpose of your life? Where are you going? What impact are you seeking to make? Mariam, what do you think?
Right. Okay. So my view on this is, I'll still come back to the way you will communicate your vulnerability. So whatever it is that makes you vulnerable, how are you communicating to your partner? Yes, there are difficult men. Yes, there are men with all sorts of truth. But that is where you also need to stand tall as a woman, especially when you've made that decision to be with this person, be it relationship, be it marriage. You should find a way of, like, working around it. Don't sit back and say that because this man is stubborn, this man will not listen, then I will also suffer in it and be quiet and be crying in my pillow, or be venting out to friends who have no business in what is going on between the two of you. Like, speak, open your mouth. However, like, because I believe that even difficult men have a soft spot. No matter how hard, no matter how difficult, the fact that he has emotions, I mean, he can hold it tight up, but he can loosen it eventually. I mean, and this also needs you back in it in prayer, because you can't use your physical mind or ability to make things happen. So you pray into it, communicate, say it, however, because I mean, in as much as I'm for women, sometimes I tend to close my eyes to certain women as well. Why am I saying this? Is because you hear stories where the man is wrong, but the woman is not doing any better because she's not speaking, she's not communicating well. She's I mean, even using abusive language to communicate how she feels, and even making comparisons, like, your friend is doing this, you are not doing this. Your friend is giving this. Are you not the one who said this and this did this for the wife? Why are you not doing this? No. For that one, you won't see change. Change will not even come. So it is also about you, the woman, being wise and speaking wisely to drag and draw that blessing into your home. So this is my view on that.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Someone is saying that I'm really enjoying the conversation. That's Ofori Theophilus, and learning a lot. I can't wait for you to hold another conversation about what men really want. We have done that, so you can check it out on the page or on our YouTube channel. There's another goal that says, Sewa, I agree with you. A confident woman is always told she won't get a partner or it will take a while. Shaking my head. Okay. So I want to go to the next question. But as women, we really need to do better for ourselves, because if we don't stand up for ourselves, look at all the men that commented saying that women do not know what they want. Even to the point where some women said in the comments that we women don't know what we want. We know what we want, but we need to start getting more assertive with our wants. We need to start owning our power and our place. I think men are open to hear what you want if you will speak up, and if you will speak up in the right way. Like Mariam said, sometimes you go attacking, you go fighting, kicking and screaming. It won't always work. There are times when that is the solution. There are times when that is what will work. But as much as possible, you are two grown adults, so you should be able to sit down together and say that, hey, this is where we want to go. This and this is what is not going right, and this is what I think we should do to improve our relationship. I know someone that has gone through, since I've known him, he's gone through a couple of relationships, and the very things that each girlfriend was complaining about or didn't want to change, or wanted him to change, he got the final person that he married without even the person asking too many times. He changed it for the person. So sometimes you're just with the wrong person. It is not just your person. They might see you as you're too strong-willed, you're too kind. They are not for you. If they are not ready to deal with you that level, then everything you do is going to be threatening to them. So if your partner is not even willing at any point in time you keep telling them this, and they find you as you are tune on or bad and these things, that you need to really rethink that relationship before you end up with somebody that's going to just frustrate you. And as women, our dreams are also valid. What we want to do in life is also valid. Yes, we are here to help the men, but there are things that we also want to do. And according to the purpose that God has given us for our lives, we need to achieve them, because you're not going to, at the end of your life, you're not going to think about, okay, what did my husband do? What was he able to achieve? And feel fulfilled for it, when you haven't done anything that you want to do for yourself as well. So we really need to find the balance in that. And we are good with it when it comes to childcare and other things. But when it comes to ourselves, we always relegate ourselves to the background. Like, it's always about the other person. Oh, my man. And and sometimes at the end of the day, you are full of regrets. You are bitter. And not because even somebody made it so, because you didn't speak up. You didn't assert yourself enough, what you want and the things that you want to do with your life. It's not enough to say my man and I'm a missus and this if you are not fulfilled. To me anyway, it's not enough. You should be happy, in a happy place with your partner. You should be with somebody that values you, that sees your worth, not that he's doing you a favor by being in a relationship with you and introducing us my girlfriend or my woman. No, you are more than that. That is my view. But I want to come to you ladies. You are the ones on the hot seat. What's your advice to men on figuring out what women want? So like Mariam said, there are some women that will not even be able to tell you what they want. There are some women who have, maybe because of where they grew up or the families they grew up in, they've been told that a woman should sit down and keep quiet, let your man take the lead, let him speak for you and all that. How can men help their women or identify what their women want from them? We have mentioned some of the things on this live session, but it may differ from person to person. So how, in each situation, how can men figure out what their women want? Sarah, would you start with that for us?
Okay, so if you say men figuring out what women want, I think that's the point of the discussion today, because you want to speak or you want to tell the person what you want. It would get to a point whereby you guys have been together so long that, the person could actually observe you, and without you speaking, the person even knows what you want to do. So until you get to that point, for me, I think that there should be clear communication. I don't know how you expect the guy to figure it out. Figure it out, talk. Let the guy hear what you want.
But I
That's what I
think that,
think.
okay, let's all go around first before I also share my view. Yeah. Sewa.
Okay.
Yes, about speaking up. Exactly. You need to speak up. You need to talk. Like, you need to be upfront with what the problem is or what you want from a man. So, advising a man, I would say that you also need to establish that environment where you can be talked to and you will listen and you will act on what I say. Because for most women, it's not as if they cannot speak up, or it's not as if they don't address some of the issues, but certain people, certain women take certain positions because, oh, maka oka onyai meka no ontie, he doesn't listen. Even sometimes when I bring it up, it turns into an argument. Sometimes he thinks I'm overreacting. Sometimes he thinks I talk too much. So you get to that point where, okay, you also take a position. I won't talk. I'm quiet. So even when it is necessary for you to speak up, you don't speak up. It is mostly based on the fact that in the past, certain things have happened, or I have said certain things that you were not responsive to, you were not open to. So you have created that environment right now, and I'm unable to speak. But on a more serious note, why will you be in a relationship, husband and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend, and you are restricting your partner from speaking, or you are restricting your partner from communicating, or your partner is communicating but you're making it look like it's something? No. Men must encourage women to speak up, not only encouraging by words, but by how they also respond to the very issues that we address. You make sure that you have created that environment where I can speak up, I can communicate, and you would respond.
Yeah. Mariam.
Okay. So, in my opinion, I think the women should be ready to help the men understand them. Also, because as we grow, I mean, every human being grows and evolves into different stages or different phases. So, a woman before marriage is not the same after marriage, neither is she the same after she has children. So, you, the woman, need to pay attention to your growth stages. That is one. Now, when you're able to pay attention to those growth stages, and now you've identified that these are the changes I'm facing, then you can communicate them to him at every point in time. Because if before you were, I mean, married, you were having some form of expectation which you've communicated, now you're married, he's doing the same thing that you said. He doesn't know that you have evolved because you haven't expressed or communicated. And now you are saying he doesn't understand you. He doesn't know what you're about. There's a problem. So you, the woman, should at every point in time be ready to communicate every single change. So far as you notice it, speak about it. If you're able to speak about it, then the man in turn can also he can also put up his cup of intentionality that, okay, this is what my woman is telling me. So this is what I will also do moving forward to make things happen. Because the whole point of a man and a woman coming together is to do things in like as one, to be unified and do everything as one. It shouldn't be a one-sided thing where we have the title but we are doing our own things individually. So at every point in time, if these things are communicated to each other, then you also know maybe before you met this man, he was also capable of certain things, but given his changes, he's also not able to deliver. Then understanding comes in the home. Then you can have the peace, the happiness, the love, and everything that you are looking for. So, I mean, this is my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So if I summarize all that you said, you have said that first of all, as women, I mean, what the three of you have said, as women, you should know yourself at any point in time, and you cannot give, or you cannot let your man know what you want from him if you even don't know it first. So first of all, you need to know what you want from your man, or what you want from a relationship, what you want from your marriage, and so on and so forth. and then you'll be able to communicate that. And then we're saying that when you know, speak up. There is no glory in being in an unhappy relationship or marriage. So speak up. Just like how the men will tell you when the sex is not good, you also should tell them when the relationship is not going well. Don't sit there and cry and die and, just have to keep up appearances. No, you should be flourishing in your relationship. You should be flourishing in your marriage. So if there's anything you need to let your man know, let him know. It's not nagging. You are trying to make the relationship better. If you're just complaining without looking for a solution, then you could call that nagging. But if you are saying that, hey, let's talk about this, I think this is not going well, let's find a way ahead, and you open yourself up to the way forward, because sometimes he's not doing something because you are also not enabling him to do it. You're also not encouraging him to do it. So it's a two-way street. And then on the man's side, you should be ready to listen. You should be ready. You should be teachable. That was the word that was used earlier. You should be teachable. You should be ready to put in the work, because we are not perfect. Women are not perfect. Men are not perfect. We all need to work to make the relationship better. Sarah said relationships are a full-time job. So I mean, like, some of us are working how many jobs? So you should be ready to put in the work. Yes, women are mysterious sometimes. Like, we can be all over the place sometimes. But hey, this is somebody that you're saying you love. So you need to be ready to put in the work. You need to be ready to sit with the person and say that I want to make things work. I want us to be happy. I want us to stay together, great together. How can we do that? And it shouldn't always be the woman bringing the conversation up. That is my challenge. Sometimes it always originates from the woman, where you always have to be the one. It's like, we should all, it shouldn't be.
It comes back to Sewa's initial, stance on the whole societal thing, because then a man is not cultured to be vulnerable. Oh no, I didn't look on the corner. Because he's not. And so yes, they will definitely have the stance that but no, the relationship is about two people.
So we all need to put in the work. Before I let you go, our time is almost up. I want to ask all of you, whoever can start for us, that what do you think that people in relationships should do to be more fulfilled? Because when I go in my DM and I see the kind of things people are putting up with in their relationships in the name of in the name of love, if it is love, I wonder, maybe I do not understand love, but what can we do? What can we do? Mariam, you are married. Sarah and Sewa, I'm sure you probably are in relationships or have been in relationships at a point in time. What do you think that we need to do in our relationships to be more fulfilled?
Okay, can I go?
Yes, you can.
Love yourself.
No.
Like, yourself. That's the highlight of it. Like, when you love yourself, you love your peace, your sanity, your mental health. Like, all these things are driving forces. Because if you love yourself, you put in that hard work to make it happen. That is why sometimes I mean, with what you said about people putting up with certain things that they presume that is love, it's because they don't have self-love. They don't even know what they like, the individual person. They don't know what they need.
Yeah.
Because if you know that, I mean, there's this statement that I normally hear, or I hear people say, and I wonder. I'm sure you guys will be familiar where they say when there's a lot of fights in the relationship of marriage or marriage, then or don't so. I don't know if you've heard it, or I mean, like, the more we fight, then it just say or don't it cost no. And I argue it out every day that it is so wrong, because there could be a couple that will never fight. People say they've not heard of that one too before, but such couple also exist. You understand? So it's about loving yourself. and giving yourself the best. I mean, someone will say, but if he's the one and he's not doing it, what are you also doing for yourself? What are you doing for yourself to keep the relationship, to keep the home? Because an example is, if you are a selfish or self-centered person. Now, this is a case where, let's say, both of you are working, both of you go to your 9 to 5s or whatever, come back home, and then something needs to be done in the house. Maybe you are too tired, you're now taking off your shoes, and your husband comes in and he's like, oh, can you help me with a glass of water? Would you only send my bread? And no. And that is wrong. Like, at every point in time, like, be ready to, I don't know, have that excess love or that excess strength for the relationship every time. That is intentionality. Forget about what is happening in that moment. Whatever you want to do in your job or at work has nothing to do with the relationship you have. When you come back, come and pay attention to it. That is why you took that decision. That is why you vowed to be with this person, to love this person. And love that is done unconditionally is what we know is right. The God kind of love. So why don't you? It's because it's just a glass of water. It won't change anything. Like, just do it and let him love you. Let it bring peace. In the same way, when you also need a glass of water, ask for it and pray that when you ask, he will not tell you on yet. And so that is it, loving yourself. The other bit is loving your partner. How are you loving this person? Are you loving this person in sincerity? Because you say you love this person. Now this person has a flaw, and the next minute you are out of your home or out sitting with your friend. I mean, all these things are not signs of love. Because if you can go out there and say things about him, you'll be surprised that people say things about all these guys, end up marrying them. And you don't even know how. You'll be like, with everything she said about him, she's getting married to him. You see? So why don't you protect this person's image in love? That is also one. And then the second thing is, don't record and document. In fact, the third, don't record or document what he did. The other time when I asked you to do this, you said you couldn't do it. I also cannot do it for you. No. I mean, these things
Evidence,
don't bring peace.
Evidence.
If you're able to, because the mind works, whatever you feed the mind, it will reflect in your attitude and your action. So always challenge yourself to be better. So be a better person as a woman, be a better person as a man, as a girlfriend, as a wife. Be that change in society, what we are looking for. Because as we've spent an hour here talking, it's just the change we want to see. Or my co-partner, it's just a change. We didn't spend time to just come and talk. So let us act what we speak, so that the change will help all of us and bring peace.
Yes.
And this is what I can say.
Thank you, Mariam. So are you ready to go?
Yes. What should we do? I think that priority. If your partner is your priority, it will, be seen in how you treat them. One of the things my mom kept telling us when we were growing up, she said, you always have to know how to treat people right. How you treat people is everything. How you hold people is everything. So for partners, for people who profess love to each other, I think that if your partner is a priority, you will know how to treat them. You will know how to speak to them. You will be there for them. If someone is your priority, it means they are your everything. It means you want their well-being. It means you want them to do well. You cannot say someone is your priority and neglect their needs. You cannot say someone is your priority and gloss over things that are important to them. You cannot say somebody is your priority and be dismissive of the very things that hurt them. And so I think that for me, the key word is priority. If you prioritize me, if I prioritize you, it will reflect in how I treat you. It will reflect in how you treat me. And if we are treating each other right, then there will be peace.
Thank you. Thank you, Sewa. So Career Hub is saying people should work on healing from past trauma that could potentially affect their present relationships. Yeah.
I agree with Career Hub.
So Sarah, let's hear you. How can you have a fulfilled? What should we do for a fulfilled relationship?
Okay, so now I'm with Sewa. So yes, you have to. so you have to prioritize your partner. Okay, you have to. The point is, if you have the self, what you have is what you can give. So you should love yourself enough to want to be able to give that love out to the next person. And then again, with relationships, for me, I think that you should, from time to time, you should evaluate the relationship. Don't just leave it rolling. Evaluate the relationships from time to time. This is what you're doing that I think is not right. This is what I think we can effect a little change here, and this is what's going to make me happy. So yeah, from time to time, make those little changes. What is love if you're not listening to the other person? What is love if you're not caring for the other person? What is love if you're not thinking of the other person? So yes, I think in conclusion or in general, let's be considerate of our partners.
Okay.
That's what I think.
So thank you all so much for your submissions, and I mean, this has been very insightful. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our sponsors, after which I'd like you to tell us, each of you, a little bit about your business on Instagram so that people can patronize your services. Yeah, they shouldn't only enjoy the conversation, they should also enjoy whatever you're selling, so that it can be a wholesome experience of Sarah, Mariam, and Sewa. So thank you to our sponsors who help us to bring you this conversation month on month. Beauty Within Haven, Original Burai GH, Volta Mats, Fragrances and More GH, Picture Magic, Apavon Concepts, Be Nice Catering Services, Wild West African, Pounds World, Triple Tree GH, Jew Sports, and Jira Events. So we would like to thank you again, and also ask you to tell us a little bit about your businesses.
Right. So let me go. I just pinned my handles. That's my business handles on. It's at HC_craftwear and at Skillful. So for HC, you have us making your personalized event accessories for you. So you want a cake topper for a cake, you need a character cake, you want a customized cake topper, we can do it for you. Props, photo frames, and we can also do that for you. If you also need to learn the skill of crafting, paper crafting, vinyl crafting, I train at Skillful Crafting Ghana, so you can look that out as well. And yeah, that's just it about Mariam with business.
Sure. Okay, Sewa.
I just spend mine as well. The MB Latfield Ventures. I prepare local drinks and fruit juices. So if you want on individual or corporate orders, I'm available to serve you. If you are having an event and you need a local bar or a fruit juice bar, I'm equally available for you. And on the communication side, I'm available for writing services and voiceovers as well. So if you need anybody to do any copywriting for you, any voiceover for you, I'm available.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So Sarah's _GH on Instagram. So we are into eyewears and then eyewear accessories. We make sure that you look good. I mean, the fact that you're wearing medicated glasses doesn't mean you're wearing boring glasses. So yeah, just so we'll hook you up with a very fashionable, very stylish glasses. And then if you have your prescriptions too, we can help you fix your prescriptions into your glasses.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I would, when I repost the video, I would add the handles so that you can easily follow them and patronize their services as well. Thank you so much, ladies. We have learned a lot. And I believe that everybody that was on this live is taking something away. Women, we know what we want. So if you don't know, figure out what you want from men. Figure out what you want from life, in fact, and then figure out what you want from your man. Let him know. Somebody said that men are not magicians. Yes, let him know. And then men, when they are letting you know, please pay attention. Pay attention. The relationship is for the two of you. If it works for you. I mean, there's no point in having so many exes. You never know what you're going to find in the next one. So if you have somebody that is good, check most of your boxes. Do your best to make it work. Thank you so much, and we wish you a very good evening. Bye, ladies.
Bye.